What's going on, guys? It's the Chinist. So today is October 26th, Thursday, the day after New Comic Book Day. So yeah, UPS, Diamond, I don't know, there's like a shipping screw up or something. So LCS got their stuff late, actually at the end of close yesterday. So yeah, so here's my stack. I have 19 total with 16 different titles. I have a few duplicates for cover ABs and a few spec buys, but yeah, so getting into it, we start off with Eternity, and I actually was able to read the stack prior to this video, which is extremely rare. I usually just come straight from the store and kind of start putting it out there and start flipping through it for the first time ever. But yeah, so Eternity, you know, to tell you the truth, you know, I love Matt Kent, a lot of stuff that he's done so far. Divinity, you know, I know it's really high up there on a lot of people's, you know, ranked Valiant titles, you know, people who do read Valiant. But, man, you know, I'm not really a fan of Divinity. I've read Divinity 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. And, you know, this is kind of like a continuation, and it expands the Valiant cosmos. And you know, it had great artwork, and I'll leave it here on this 2-page splash. But to tell you the truth, you know, I'm not too much of a fan of like the larger cosmos scene, to tell you the truth. You know, I like, you know, right above that Street Fighter, you know, type of superhero, to like that Omega level. Once you become godlike power, you know, I just don't really like those characters too much, to tell you the truth, just because, man, there's no fight. Like, you know, you do whatever you want. So anyways, Eternity, yeah, not too much of a fan. Picked up one just for a spec buy. I do not believe I'm going to continue on number 2 on, to tell you the truth. But yeah, Eternity. Alright, next up from Aftershock, we have, Aftershock, we have Dark Ark. Pretty cool concept. Yeah, this is by Cullen Bunn. You know, he's a great horror story type of writer. I've liked quite a bit from Cullen Bunn. Just a few titles, you know, was just mediocre to me. But man, overall, man, he has high value storylines in my opinion. So cool concept here. You know, this is like a retelling of Noah's Ark. You have Noah's Ark going on, and, you know, in addition to that, you have an evil Dark Ark with, you know, the negative evil side of Earth, who's going to survive along with Noah's Ark. So this one is really more catered to the Dark Ark, whereas the last one, they kind of introduced Noah and, you know, some of those members over there. This one here is really more about the human caretakers who oversee the human slaves who are going to be used as food later on, you know, on the slave deck. And they try to keep the peace of all these, you know, extreme, hostile, you know, angry type of entities that are there on the evil side of things. So yeah, a lot of turmoil, a lot of, you know, distrust here going on right now. So yeah, pretty cool concept, man. Pretty good storyline so far. You know, we're really just kind of breaking the surface here. So, you know, want to really make my opinion maybe at number 3 or 4. But pretty cool so far. Yeah, check it out if you have not yet. Okay, next up, got another cover A and cover B. I think this is the cover A here and cover B. Bloodshot Salvation. So yeah, I've never really been too much of a Bloodshot fan, to tell you the truth. I kind of started on the Bloodshot Reborn side, you know, that title that came out not too long ago. But you know, it's really Jessie, you know, the girl who is who's in this one here, who really, you know, is going to be piquing my interest here. You know, I really see this as being like a Logan, the Logan movie, you know, type of storyline with you know, X-23. So yeah, in this issue, there's pretty good fighting that went on in this issue. You have this previous character, his name, he goes by Daddy, and again, you know, I didn't really read Bloodshot, so I don't really know who he is, but yeah, came in to kind of fight, destroy her, and so yeah, pretty cool fight scene. But yeah, so you get like a little bit more history of Jessie, of, you know, how she came to be when she started to turn with those nanites to become another Bloodshot. Pretty cool stuff, man. Check it out. Great jumping on point. Okay, next up, Thor, Where Walk the Frost Giants. So to my knowledge, so there's 2 different stories in here. And I believe that, so the very first story, written by Ralph Macchio, is, you know, kind of goes back to, you know, this is Odin's son, you know, while he was still worthy. And, you know, so this is kind of like an older tale. And, you know, this was just like, you know, okay at best. You know, I've never really been too much of a Thor fan, to tell you the truth. And, you know, the older Thor just never really got me too much. So that's the first storyline. It's decent, but if you're an older Thor lover, I think that you would enjoy the storyline. Then you got into a reprint of when Thor went against Hulk, and that's the second storyline in this comic. So yeah, I never really read through this. I think I've seen a couple panels on YouTube in the past. So pretty cool to read through the older, Jack Kirby, type of artwork storyline here, when they kind of first, started facing off, and Namor was still a bad guy back then. But yeah, pretty cool. If you're a Thor fan, pick this one up. Okay, so this was a all ages #1 that came out, No Room for Magic. I expected just a little bit more, out of this. I realized it was for all ages, but I don't know. I thought the storyline would be just a little bit better. Really all caters, or this one issue kind of caters around this girl. Her name is Magic. She lives in a world where everyone has magic, and ironically, even though her name is Magic, she has no magic. So, pretty cool character, you've heard the concept before, but, teams up, something kind of happens, they kind of go on, they form a little team, they go on an adventure. So, okay if you're, for the all ages side of things, but I was expecting just a little bit more. So yeah, picked up a #1, but not going to continue on with #2. Okay, next up we have The Beautiful Death. So #1, I think it got like mixed reviews. But #1 was okay for me. There was, so this is a post-apocalyptic, you had some sort of aliens come down. The aliens look like insects. I think they call them insects. Completely wiped out humanity. So you have a couple stragglers, of course, that, kind of survive on. So really, this is kind of geared around a group of 3 to 4 kids. One of them kind of dies off in the first one. But you kind of continue on. They kind of introduce a few new characters in here, who, other survivors. So, #1 was pretty good. It was really slow. There's a few funny parts in my opinion, and it piqued my interest. #2 I thought was going to be a little bit more fast-paced, and I don't know. #2 just seemed kind of slow to me. It's still just an okay, storyline so far, but I want to get to #3 and kind of make a decision if I want to continue on with this title or not. But yeah, this #2 was a little bit slow for me. So yeah, The Beautiful Death. Okay, next up we have Batman the Merciless. So this is another one-shot that's coming out of the Dark Knight's realms. So they're introducing all the Batmans. They all came from various negative worlds, and somehow, some way, they're somewhat evil or corrupted. The Justice League are all gone, and the Batman of these worlds kind of took on their powers. So this one kind of happens on Earth -12. To where there was a big battle with who was it? It was the God of War, and so Diana gave her life. Here, Batman was actually going out with her. I don't know if they were married or not. I don't recall that, but she dies. He's like in that little fit of rage, grabs the helmet of Ares, which has all the power, the godlike power. He's, warned that, hey, you should not wear the helmet ever because it will always corrupt you. He kind of feels, hey, with my personal guidelines that I use, I could control it. Well, he can't control it. He gets corrupted, becomes evil. So this is like the Batman / Wonder Woman version, but he really picks up Ares' power, in this one. A little bit different from the other one-shots that came out. Pretty decent. I suggest to pick up all the one-shots that are out. These guys are about to start taking some action here. You're about to see them in the main title coming up here. Okay, next up we have Manowar. Man, this is pretty cool. This is another title by Matt Kent that I do enjoy. So if you are a Valiant fan and have not tried out XO, I suggest that you do. The artwork alone, if you're into the older fantasy type of painted artwork, man, this is like a 4.5 out of 5 on that scale for that type of artwork. Storyline is great, a little bit rushed. It seems like they could spread out the panels to tell the storyline just a little bit more in detail. Some of the wars are kind of rushed through, but man, overall storyline of what's going on and the twists that they put in here, excellent stuff, man. I really love Manowar now. Eric, he's actually a Visigoth. They call him a barbarian here, but he came from Earth a long time ago, but he's wearing this futuristic suit. So yeah, pretty cool Manowar. Okay, next up we have X-Men Blue. So we have this this Mojo Worldwide storyline continuation. So this is pretty cool. So he kind of grouped off the various X-Men teammates into various groups, and he's doing like a danger room type of like scenario to where he's pitting them up against like previous enemies, enemies along various timelines, sometimes from other parallel, universes and worlds. So at this point in time, they know it's a simulation hard light, but people are dying. So, I'm sure, a couple main, members have died in the storyline so far. So, I'm pretty sure they're not dead. Mojo's kind of teleporting them somewhere or something's going on. So, yeah, pretty cool. Like a lot of fighting that's going on here. Mojo is a guy who does like pure like reality TV. He comes from another universe, and, it's all about the ratings for him. Longshot, which I've always loved. Of course, Longshot's power is luck, just like Domino. So, Longshot's here. He's like a renegade against Mojo, and he's kind of stealing some of Mojo's ratings, which is affecting Mojo. So yeah, pretty cool stuff, man. If you like the older 90s, 80s X-Men, man, y'all need to go pick up the X-Men Blue and Gold that's going on right now. Okay, next up we have Fidget number 2. Pretty cool concept. So this guy has mastered various forms of martial art. He's mastered various forms of martial art down to a cellular level, to where he's able to retard his aging process. This guy is a complete badass. So he picks up a teammate, I'll say, caller, and you get a little bit more background of where he was from and things of that nature. Just little glimpses so far, but they're able to do a pretty cool fight, pretty cool battle, and you kind of see like another version, alternate version of him. So pretty cool stuff. If you're into the fighting with a little bit of humor, try this one out, Jitsu. Okay, next up we have Weapon X, and this is continuing the storyline, of course, of Weapon H. So pretty cool. So I was able to read through this one already. So you have the doctor who created him. They've teamed up. She's still trying to perfect him. You see that she has like a lot of like hidden call words and subliminal type of commands to where she kind of owns him still at this point in time. Pretty cool concept, and you're about to find out, he's about to just kind of go like on this massacre. So, if you're looking for that slice 'em up type of action, storyline, this hits it right here in my opinion. So yeah, Weapon X. Okay, next up we have Teen Titans number 13. This starts off the return of Kid Flash. We had a scenario to where Kid Flash kind of teamed up with Deathstroke for a little bit when Deathstroke was doing that little Deathstroke family deal. Because he aligned with the evil guys, Damian kicked him off the team. So this is here, the teammates are kind of pleading for him to come back, and I'm sure he is going to return. Along that route, you also have one more new character, which is, I think she's going by Red Arrow, which is either the daughter or cousin, I forgot, of Green Arrow, something of that nature here. So you find out, a little bit more of her personality. She's real, risky, she'll get along with Robin, on these, deadly type of missions that they do every now and again. But yeah, pretty cool new teammate that they're introducing here. So yeah, check it out, Teen Titans. Alright, next up we have Justice League of America, JLA. So here in this one, this is, we're still in the microverse. We ran into Ray Palmer, the older Adam, along with, I think his name is Ryan Choi, I believe, which is the new Adam. So here at, they're going against the antagonist, which is Anon, I think is what his name is. He's trying to destroy the microverse, so this is going to be the big final battle with him. And at the end of this title, you find out who's going to be the Atom, going forward. Who's going to wear, that cowl going forward. So yeah, it was just an okay read, in my opinion. I thought they were going to build it up to just a little bit more, but man, this one story arc in the microverse was just mediocre at best. Okay, next up we have The Flash. So this one actually ties into the Metal title that's going on right now. So this is pretty cool. This is the first time. So in this title, you have Superman and the Flash kind of running around in this other negative parallel universe looking for Bruce Wayne. They're looking for Batman. Batman's still missing at this point in time in the Metal title. So this is pretty cool. This one tie-in, you actually see the Dark Knights appear, and they're actually doing something now at this point in time. And at the very end, you'll see they kind of set up to where each of the Dark Knights that they've been introducing in the main, I'm sorry, in the one-shots. Here, I'll just leave it here on this one. you see them at the very end. They each have like their own, hidden layer. They're each kind of, tailored to the type of Batman that they are. So pretty cool concept. They're kind of building it up for the big storyline here. So yeah, if you're into the Metal, I highly suggest you go pick up all the tie-ins that are out there. Okay, next up we have Incidentals. So this is by Lionforge, the publisher. So they're kind of creating their own little world of superheroes here. They had this big, like an incident, like a lunar eclipse type of incident, to where, one day it kind of gave like a small percentage of humans' powers. So yeah, pretty cool. This one was just kind of okay. I think I may change over to trade. The storyline is okay. The artwork is a little bit, subpar. I'd say, maybe like a 2.75 out of 5 in my opinion on the detail superhero, artwork that I look for. So yeah, this is just kind of okay. So I think I'm going to kind of stop at this issue and pick it up in trade going forward. Okay, last up, I just have another lenticular buy. This is titled Action Comics and Superman. I'm both reading those in trade. But I really like the DC lenticulars that are coming out, far beyond the Marvel lenticulars that are out. And DC's killing it. So guys, that's going to be it for this week's New Comic Book Day, even though it's a day late. Sorry about that. Guys, and let y'all know, tomorrow is actually the 1-year anniversary of the very first video that I posted on this channel. So yeah, it's been a pretty fun ride, guys. Thank you so much for all the information that I've received, all the likes, all the thumbs up and comments. Thank you guys, really appreciate it. So guys, if you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do so. I'll talk to you later.